Hey, this is Kelly Raspberry, and this is my very long neglected YouTube channel. And I thought I'd try something and see if y'all like it, see if I like it, see if we all love it, and then I'll keep doing it. But every day on the Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally syndicated, that I do the Showbiz Top 5. So I only have a limited amount of time to talk about that on the radio because we got to cut to commercial breaks. But I thought it'd be fun if I would recap the Showbiz Top 5 here. Then we could, all participate and share our opinions because, yes, we are allowed to have opinions. I'm not a reporter. I don't pretend to be a reporter. I am more of a gossip gatherer, And as a gossip gatherer, I have things to say about the gossip I compile. So why don't we just give it a shot and see how it goes, okay? So today, number 5, this is Tuesday, July the 9th. Luke Bryan, so he was talking to Billboard about, the upcoming season of American Idol. He says he's actually thrown in a few names to take over for Katy Perry in her slot. Now, he says he's heard that Pink, Meghan Trainor, and who else? Miley Cyrus. He's heard they have been in discussions with the bigwigs at ABC and Disney. However, he says he and Lionel Richie, they haven't heard squat. Nobody's reached out to them about whether or not they're coming back. So that's kind of a dilemma. I would think, as Luke Bryan, I'd be a little bit more proactive and not take this sit back and wait and see what they offer me approach, but maybe that works for him. He's a very laid back, cool country kid. But also he has to be kind of careful because there's no way he's going to get Katy Perry money. And if he plays hardball, that might backfire on him. So we'll see what happens. There's one thing we know for sure is Ryan Seacrest will be back. He ain't going nowhere. All right, so this is a touchy one, number 4. I hesitated to make this a Showbiz Top 5 story, but I think it's important to talk about the situation because I think a lot of us are faced with situations where we know women or men who are in a bad or abusive situation. As an outsider, as a friend, as a family member, what are we supposed to do here? So Bad Baby, you know her as Danielle Bregoli, the Cash Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil. Well, she's 21. She's got a 26-year-old boyfriend named, I think it's Levon or Lovon. It's L.E. Vaughn. I'm not familiar with him, so I looked him up this morning. He's 26. He actually, they said here, he made his money. Okay, here it is. He's gotten somewhat famous by sharing his music on SoundCloud and YouTube. His artist name is X Game LV. I guess we're at Levon. But now he's focusing on his career in fashion. All right, so Danielle, on her Instagram stories, which, they have 24 hours that they live and then they go away unless she pins them. She didn't pin these. She posted, now they had a baby girl back in the spring, back in March. So this weekend she posted in her Instagram stories, this man think he gonna take my daughter from me, say whatever you want, take my baby is crazy. So then she posted a couple of photos showing her badly beaten up face. It was really bad, very graphic, along with some security footage of a man. She says it was Levon. It's hard to see because it's very dark because it happened like after midnight on June 30th, throwing her to the ground very forcefully. Now, she also posted, I want to say this verbatim. This is me quoting, I love that man more than I love myself. And it's honestly really sad. Okay, this is me talking again. That is sad because that is not love. I don't know what all has happened in Danielle's life. I know she had a very rough relationship with her mother, but the love that she thinks she's experiencing, that is not love. And it's sad for me that that's what she skews it and believes that to be the case. So anyway, back to her quote. I love this man or that man more than I love myself. And it's honestly really sad. It is. But unfortunately, this is real life. I know the easy way out is to leave. That's better said than done. This doesn't happen this extreme often, but LV definitely has a problem. He's going to get the help he needs. Right now, there's no room for mistakes. And he knows that. Whoever says they are there for me will be supportive of me no matter what I choose to do. Back to me talking. Is that the obligation of people who love her to be there and support her no matter what she chooses to do? I really do want to talk to someone who works in domestic violence to see, as a family member, as a friend, as a bystander, what is our obligation? To support no matter what? be there for them, I can see in a certain sense, but support, you're just supposed to blindly support her after what we witnessed. I don't know. Back to the quote. Y'all know I give up hell, but there's no excuse for that at all whatsoever. My point in sharing this wasn't to attack him. It was for him to see what he does is wrong and to take accountability and make a real change. And this kind of scares me because now her abuser has been publicly humiliated. So now what's he going to do? He's already demonstrated he doesn't know how to handle his emotions. So I'm worried for bad baby. But honestly, I think I would like to talk to someone who deals with domestic violence and see what we are supposed to do. What is our obligation as friends, family, society? Moving on to happier news, right? Ice Cube says it's been far too long, but they have new leadership at Warner Brothers, and there's finally movement where they're thinking about moving forward with a fourth Friday movie. He's also very angry it took this long. So he was on Flavor Flav's podcast, and Ice Cube said, I was a little hot because they took so long, you know. John Witherspoon passed away. Tiny passed away. AJ Johnson passed away. Like, man, we keep losing people and y'all blanking around, not doing the movie the way it needed to be done. So I see he has a point. John Witherspoon played Ice Cube's father in all three movies. That was Willie was the character, all three Fridays. He died in 2019. Then the following year, Tommy Tiny Lister Jr. died. He played Debo in the original Friday and in Next Friday. And then the year after that, AJ Johnson died. So it'll be interesting. Big Al was talking on the Kid Craddock Morning Show this morning saying he'd love it if, oh God, I just went blank. Chris Tucker came back. That would be great if he did. Moving on to number 2. You know, a lot of people did not take Kim Kardashian seriously when she wanted to become a lawyer, right? They didn't take her seriously when she wanted to become an actress. Well, one person did take her seriously. That would be Ryan Murphy. So he hired her for American Horror Story Delicate. And now Kim and Ryan are teaming up to produce a legal drama where Kim gets to play the most powerful divorce attorney in LA, and she owns this all-female law firm. It's going to be a series for Hulu. Kim not only executive produces, she's starring in it. And now Deadline's reporting that Halle Berry and Glenn Close have both signed on as executive producers, and they're also going to be in the series as what? I don't know. Regular cast members, featured guest stars. You know how they do that sometimes where they just pop up from here and there from time to time. So that'll be interesting. I also think that, Kris Jenner is also an executive producer on that series. I don't have Hulu, but I'm still asking my husband to get that Disney Plus Hulu bundle, and he is dragging his feet. But it's hard for me to ask him right now because last night I had to get him to remember the Peacock password, and that was a nightmare. So moving on. Okay, so April 11th of 2023, Jamie Foxx, he got Cameron Diaz to come out of retirement to film a movie with him in Atlanta called Back in Action, all right? So while they're on the movie set last April 11th of 2023, he suffered some sort of medical complication. That's what his daughter Corinne called it, a medical complication. Jamie's never addressed it really, other than 6 months after the fact, he was accepting an award in Los Angeles, and he said, you know, he wouldn't wish the last 6 months on anybody. He said wherever he went down a tunnel that was very hot and thought, am I going to the right place here? I don't know if he was joking or not about that, but he hasn't spoken about what happened to him, and that led to a lot of speculation. People thought, you know, he died and that the person running around now was a clone, which is absurd. There was a lot of speculation he was in a coma, and it sounds sort of like that might have been the case. Stroke, heart attack, we didn't know. So I'm very sure that Jamie Foxx has been offered umpteen chances to share his story with a one-on-one interview. Probably a lot of zeros on that check to go with it, but he's not done any of that because that's not how he wanted to handle it. Instead, he's in Phoenix. Somebody has a cell phone, and he's telling a bunch of random strangers what happened to him. Basically, in a nutshell, he said, April 11th, 2023, I had a headache. I asked my friend for an Advil, and that's it. That's the last thing he remembers. It's 20 days later when he wakes up. And he says his daughter and his sister, I believe, had taken him to the doctor. He said one doctor, he pointed to his head, said something was going on up here. But he said, but I'm not going to say that on camera. So any doctors want to chime in on what they think happened? Was it the Advil? Was it just, sometimes coincidentally something happens, like right when you have a medical situation. It just could be a coincidence. But was it the Advil? Was it a stroke, seizure? I don't know. So anyway, that's all we know from Jamie so far. Maybe now that we have that little bit of information, we'll get more depending on what other strangers ask him questions about it while he's wandering around the streets of Phoenix. I hope you like that, but that is your first YouTube version of my Showbiz Top 5.